Hello, greetings, and well met. 1 second, let me work on fixing my palette camera because I need to make it a little bit darker. Otherwise, it's gonna blind you guys. Okay, there we go. Hello, friends. Good day, and well met. Welcome to another mini stream. We're going to be working on the Fire Giant. Fire Giant. Hello, War. Hello, Asgard. Hello, Archon. Hello, Clavicus. Hello, I. Hello, Quindly. Median 52 a year. Hey, really? Oh, man. Man, that's impressive. That is impressive. Hello, Heresy. How you doing? How you doing? Hello. Hello, Noah. Hello, mister. 1 year together, guys. Let me blow. There we go. Hello, Mini. How's it going? How's it going? Yes. I am the never-ending stream. Never-ending painting. Also, join the top of my hairs on a quest to escape the rest of my head. Every day they just go higher. I'm like becoming a Super Saiyan or something. What the heck is happening to my hair? I look like an artichoke. So, today we've been working on this BBD, which I have to reset the camera for. Oop, second. Is it Diva? Okay, there we go. Today I was working on this BBD on my own stream, and today we're also going to be working on that BBD on this stream. Oh, I love being obliterated by a sexy woman. Man, I need to get like an injection of female hormones. Like they do with pools or something. Anyway. We're painting puppets together. Yes. So what do you want me to paint today? What do you want me to paint? I don't know. We should paint the jacket maybe? The leather jacket? Yeah, let's give him a jacket. Let's give him a sexy jacket. What color should the jacket be? What color should the jacket be? The jacket. I don't know. Leather. Yeah, of course, but like what kind of leather? Like a brown leather, an orange leather, a red leather, distressed leather brown. The mini is from Reaper. Of course. It is a Fire Giant. Fire Giant. It's a Fire Giant. Black leather. I don't know if black leather would do well on this mini, considering how warm it is. I don't know. I like the idea of brown red leather. Ah, yeah. I was about to make a joke, but the viewers of my stream probably know what joke I was about to make. Unfortunately, I can't make it. I can't make it here, but you know what joke I was about to make. Okay, so we got that. What else? Let's go for. I need a bit of vibe. Do I need vibe right now? Let's go for this color. Well, I need to stop. I still want to do the joke, but I can't. I need to stop. All right, let's paint. Welcome to a mini dance stream. Hope you're all having a good day. Well, it's not really a mini dance stream. It's a Brinewood BBD stream featuring which is I. It is I, the BBD guy. All right, so let's get this leather started. Just gonna slap some paint in there. Looking for a big base coat, so I am not... the paint has been thinned a little bit, but I am applying it in a big amount. So yeah, for more jokes that should not be told, join me on my own stream. But yes. So when I base coat, let me see, because this is important. This is important. You guys I don't really get much of a chance to explain this, but like, so this is a very thick paint, okay? This is very thick. You can say it's thick because it's streaking and creating almost a 3D BBD. So you want to thin it. So you get the thick paint and you thin it a bit. Now, if you thin it, but you have little of it on the brush, the paint will not cover and will still streak. But if you paint the BBD and you load the brush with quite a bit of paint that has been thinned, you get nice coverage. Now, the only caveat of this way of painting is that you have to extend the paint accordingly. So as you place it, you have to kinda extend it a bit so that it doesn't build up too much. That's how I base coat. This is my way of achieving a smooth base. See, like, it's taking a while to dry. I put the model down and it's still drying. That's because I have a lot of paint on the model, but it's very well extended. So this enables me to get basically a one coat base coat. And the paint already starts doing its job by, you know, applying an actual layer. Oh man, you should BBD me more often, dude. It's very, very important, if you try base coating like I am doing right now, that you do not overdo it, in a sense that once you have placed and extended the paint, leave it alone. Because if you touch it while it's drying, you make an absolute mess. And then you have to go at the mini and sand it down, basically, because you just create buildups of paint. So quickly apply it, extend it, and then forget about it. Forget about it! I will blend the very same way. You want to see how I blend? So I have the paint here. It is drying. I get the other paint. Boop. Again, the other paint. I just apply it on. And I extend it. Of course, I'm getting streakiness, which means I have to add more of the original, of the second paint. Because I don't have enough paint to cover the area, basically. Just means I need more paint. The gradient I am creating here is way too strong. In a sense that this orange color that I'm using is too strong in light for the red that I am using, which means it's never gonna work. It is never gonna work. But I can kind of set it up if I want, like this. When it dries, I can go back at it and clean up. Okay, let's leave it at this for now. We're gonna... actually, no. Let's do... While we're here, let's also do the BBDs on the front here. There we go. Just a nice base coat. And if you are feeling like on a rush... Hello, JD! Then, like, you can check if you feel like you got the coverage you wanted or not after it has dried, so you can do another layer if you need. Okay, that's fine. So let's build up. Let's start building up already. I think the color is Hull Red. I just picked it up randomly. You even made a Luca mini command? Oh my god, Quindley, you are so good. You are so good. So what I'm doing right now is just looking for volume, which in more simple words, I'm just looking to get the shapes of the things I'm painting to match what I'm painting in light and shadow. So for example, the belly is a bit rounded, so I am giving it a round highlight across the board. Like most people would probably highlight these things separately, one by one, evenly. I wouldn't though, because that means that I am completely losing the volume if I do that. The more important thing is that I make it look like I get the big shapes pronounced before I can make the small ones pronounced. My mini painting is, even though it's very free, in a sense that I don't really choose the colors, I don't really plan the color schemes, I don't really do any of that. It does have an element of technicalness to itself, which is I always work with the big volume, which is the biggest volume I can see on the area I'm painting, and in this case the biggest volume is the entire torso basically. And then I refine into the smaller ones. This allows me to create several different levels of detail. The big one, which is the one that's gonna be noticed from far away, if I zoom out, you will be seeing the chest and you will notice that it is a bit chubby without that much more information needed. While when you get the model and you pick it up from the desk or whatever you're picking it up from, and you look at it, you will notice that it has other elements to itself, which is the more in-depth volume. That's how I paint. I paint for the tabletop and the display at the same time. So now I'm just chucking color at the mini until it sticks enough for me to be able to work on it a bit more. I'm just looking for coverage. I don't want my colors to gray out, you know. If you look closely, the difference is pretty jarring, right? This is the same color that I am just applying, but here it's fairly grayed out. Here it's kind of strong. So I am looking for that. I'm looking for the coverage. Because if I don't get coverage, all of my colors are gonna progressively become grayer as I go up in light, which is gonna turn my lights very washed out, very uninteresting. While if I maintain coverage and I get saturation, which is strength of color, I will be able to get myself a pretty interesting paint job. And again, this is more like, all the words I'm saying might be difficult for somebody who isn't versed in art or stuff like this, but actually, like, these are words that I have learned after I started mini painting. I didn't paint before, I have no background in arts. These are very simple concepts once you study them one by one. If you have questions about any of the words I am saying, if you don't understand them, not because of the shit accent, but because of the words itself, let me know, okay? I'll be explaining to you. I don't mind it. Okay. See, now we're blending. Since I'm working with fairly strong paints, in a sense of amount on the mini, I can easily blend with base coats. I don't need to commit to any fancy way of painting, which is another staples of my own painting. I base coat everything. The smallest lights or the darkest shadow or everything in between, I base coat everything. Very rarely do I actually sit down and glaze. Okay, so we got a pretty good volumetrical effect going. Now we can start, you know, trying to create ourselves a bit of a more interesting paint job. Of course, light is what gives us information, so we're gonna be building up on that. So we're working on a ladder, right? Which means I'm pretty much free to build it up the way, however I want it. I can do dots, I can do lines, I can do you know, normal layers. I want the leather to be distressed a little bit, so we can just gently, but, you know, strongly at the same time, gently in color variation, but strongly in application, get our lights to be very noisy. And I'm not too worried about, you know, being clean, because I will actually be using glazing on this guy, but I won't be using it to blend, at least not in the usual way. I will be washing him in a whole bunch. George, thank you for the sub. We can go higher and higher and higher in light. The lighter we go, and the bigger the lights we make, the more shiny this is. So, like, basically, painting leather is like painting non-metallic metal. If you're trying to get the effect to be painted on rather than being a result of the paint you used, it's basically like non-metallic metal. A great way to avoid all the hassle of building up a leather like I'm doing it would be to use very satin paints so that they shine when you look at them as if they were leather. Isn't that incredible, Gimli? How destiny gets us to meet over and over and over again. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I haven't even seen season 1. I'm just not much of a fan of TV shows. Although, as we established today, I probably live in one, so that's why. Hello, Sylvester. How you doing? Okay, so we got a bunch of BBD here. Now, do I have a color that can work out nicely as a reddish glaze? Because I wanna... this works. I need to build up quite a bunch of glazes, so I need a color that can work. This is a bit on the orange side, but it's fine. Hello, Warren. Good day. How you doing? Thank you. I'm good. Having fun with this ladder. Again, I love doing these Reaper streams because I get to really just go to town on a mini without too much worry, and I always get to learn something out of these streams. So I enjoy them. I mean... Yes. Thankfully, these minis are very sturdy. Reaper minis were designed with people like me in mind, which is children below the age of 7. Come on. Just... Come on, dude. Just... Oh. Nice. What did I break? Wait, what did I break? Something broke off, but I don't know. What the whatever. Anyway. Yes. Let's keep working on the puppet. Are you sure you are not getting the wrong white balance? Because usually it's that. Like, unless your phone is like 10 years old, it's likely that you're just getting the wrong white balance. Okay, I think that's pretty good what we have so far. We need to build some gold around it to really know. This color I'm using right now, it's gonna be another addition to our set of paints. But I'm not gonna tell you which one it is, otherwise you're just gonna buy it on its own and then nobody's gonna buy the set because you already bought all the paints. I have a fire giant? I have another one that I painted, but I'm not sure what it is right now. Thank you back. Thank you. No, it is not blue purple. Okay, who's ready for some non-metallic? I'm gonna make you shit your pants. But before I do that, I'm gonna have a quick cigarette so I can fully focus on the model. If Quindly is okay, the stream is gonna go a little bit longer than usual. Okay? I don't know if she's okay with it, but I'm down to streaming a bit more. Once a week isn't enough, dude. How many colors have you picked so far? Around 8, I think. Shut up, Silverstar. You don't have the money to be able to do that. Stop pretending you do. It's not the same without the face cam. I sound actually serious. Please, don't tell me it's a troll joke, Gimli. I beg you. 10 comments? What the fuck happened? What? Okay. Ah, that was a terrible joke. That was an absolutely terrible joke. Well done. You can tell I'm having a good time with a mini when I don't even take time to smoke. I just do it quickly so I can get back to painting. Thank you for commenting, guys. It means a lot for the algorithm. So thank you for doing that. Also, if you feel particularly helpful, you can save the post. If you save the post, it skyrockets the algorithm of the thing. Those scissors turned out really nice. I actually don't know either. I think... Can anybody help me? No, the flag, I think it's to report the boss. See, yeah, the bookmark thing. Yeah, yeah, it's that one. It's that one. Wolf, yeah, she wants to come in. Thank you so much, guys. Also for the support on Instagram, really. Thank you so much. You people are incredible. I cannot wait to meet you and hug the breath out of you. How do you feel about getting kissed on the cheek, though? Because that's an Italian thing to do, right? Like, if I show up at an event and I meet, like... Usually we do it on women, though. Which is worse, probably. Because it's even more of an harassment thing, I guess. But when you meet a woman in Italy that you know, you usually kiss her on the cheeks. When you meet a guy, you shake his hands, unless you are in the south of Italy, in which case you also kiss the guy. But I think I'm gonna go to jail if I do that, right? If I come to ReaperCon and I meet one of you Paquinas and I kiss you, I'm gonna get a chair on the back of my head. So I need to be sure that I remember that, because I never really traveled abroad. The Broaga, yes. Yes. Can I give you a little slap on the bum as well, Gimli? Hello, Youngblood. Good day. So, I know many of you might be in doubt as to exactly what the hell I'm doing here, because this doesn't look metal at all, and probably I lost it. I finally lost it. But to you naysayers, I tell you, just wait. I'll give you a non-metallic that you're gonna love. Oh, really, Warren? Nice. Okay, let's keep building. All of them, Archon. Can I say something as a streamer myself? Automod is a cancer of humanity. I hate Automod. I don't think this color is gonna be strong enough to be able to cover, but we'll find out. That is impressive, Gimli. 1 second, sorry. Hello. No, but honestly, like, if you have a mod that is active in chat, you don't really need auto mod. Especially not in an art stream, really. Like, people around here are pretty chill. Like, probably, like, in my stream, I am the most toxic of the people present. So, you know, I can't really ban people. I've said it for years. If I ever got to 1400 subs stable, I would pay my active mods. And I'm not lying, I would actually do it. You know, maybe you are, like, like, this afternoon, Silva, I actually toned down the joking about it because I suspected it for a second. I didn't want to offend you. I was like, maybe he doesn't want to say he is. I don't know. Because it's either that or you're having like a very prolonged stroke. Can you see the effect? Slowly taking shapes. It's taking a while to get it to be right because it's a big volume that I'm working on. But it is coming along. The metallic usually is easier to achieve on small surfaces, not big ones like this one. I never celebrated any kind of Christmas because of my family. So no, my holidays will be pretty much like any other day of the year. I will be live. I'm gonna be working and no particular food or anything like that. No, I do have panettone, yes, of course, but that's more because it's a seasonal thing, not... We don't really do the tree or the gifts or anything. Trees. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about, dude. I'm... Without going too much into dark territory, because, you know, it's not even my stream, but I have learned the sense of what means to be part of something greater than yourself with you guys. Because before that, I felt so alone that it was undescribable. Nobody does back, not even people in the UK, I think. And pineapple paella Ollie. Christ. I'm looking forward to my pasta with lentils for the last of the year. I never had lobster and I'm pretty happy with it too. Don't really feel the need to try it. My favorite food, I guess, would be breaded and fried chicken breast with cauliflower and bechamel as a side. That would be my favorite. I mean, you're right, actually. You're right. The Burger King. Yeah, you know, you're right. Burger King is my favorite food. Thank you, Worf. Glad you like it. How you doing? I'm good, I'm good. Yes, 8. I had it myself not long ago when I was coming back from San Savino. I had it exactly in the same place you had it. And it was really good, man. I loved it. Yes, they are. They absolutely are. I love the wings. Dude, you're missing out. What the hell? I mean, unless you are a vegetarian, which in that case I understand, but... Yeah, but like, you know, being vegetarian and going to Burger King, in a way, aren't you defeating the purpose of your vegetarianism? You're still giving money to a company that makes a living off of meat. But being vegetarian is also, in part, a philosophy thing, just not a dietary one, so... If I were vegetarian, I don't see myself going to Burger King. Even if they have vegetarian stuff. Hello, Robert. Also, yes, the 90s were 30 years ago, man. Do not remind me of that, because I was born in 91. And I feel ancient right now. Hello, ground. I have socks older than you. That's good. How we doing? Ah, we're doing, I guess. I am not a kinky larper. We already had discussion. Shut up. Yes, Buck. Time is upon you, the same way it was upon me. I was having a good time, I was beautiful and young. Then I woke up one day and I was 30. And the day I turned 30, my back started aching. You know, all of the things happened. Yeah, but I'm losing my sight, you know. It feels like shaking starting to happen to my hands. I'm forgetting how to paint sometimes. It's happening, dude. Just... Yes, my hairs are just leaving for a better head, I guess, or something. The only thing that is sticking with me is my nose. I can trust him. I can trust my nose to be with me. I need to go to the bathroom 1 second. I'll be right back. That's great news, 8. That is great news. I'm so happy to hear that. Really, Miller? I did not know that. That's actually kind of interesting. There are people that aren't animal. I know it's difficult because most of you are alpacas, but there are people in this stream that are just watching the painting. Please. What we're having right now is a mini Dan conversation, not a Reaper one. Oh yeah, now that I have the gold sorted out a little bit more, I can go back to the leather and reinforce the light if I feel like it, which I do. You know, trying to get a little bit more noise in there. Why did I share that episode with you guys? Why did I do that? I wouldn't be the one receiving it, Quindley. I don't know. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. How will I paint the chainmail? Well, that's an interesting question. I'm just gonna be base coating it in a gray, then I'm gonna give it a bit of a blackish wash to get the shape sorted out, and then almost randomly highlight. When working on chainmails like this and you're doing non-metallic, I always tend to avoid highlighting every single chain because it looks fake. Real light doesn't interact with it, with chainmails in that way. It's more of a global thing than a chain by chain. Okay, I'm gonna take an actual cigarette break now. Earlier, I basically did 3 puffs. And then we're gonna work on this. Base. Boop. There we go. I've decided to paint a mounted warhorse. Start to finish. Nice. How's it going? Yeah, dude. Dry brushing is fine. I did it a bit actually today during my own stream. Quindley, can you please ban me from the chat so I don't have to read it? I don't want you to ban them. Ban me so I don't have to read. Thank you. So do you like the gold? How do you feel about it? Needs some BBD cleanup. You see that some of the layers are overlapping in a not interesting way. But again, like, I can't really spend too much time on this model. I wasn't actually banned. I can read chat. Alas. I need to sneeze. Okay, sorry. Itchy. Thank you. Hello, Joe. How was the movie, man? Did you like it? Thank you. Ah, okay. God damn it, oh my god. Ah. Binary Groove from Harris Eller. You're not good people. Okay. So you see, when I work on chainmail, I don't really care about the chainmail. I just paint it as if it was a flat thing. What? 8? Do you say howdy, partner, Miller? Don't everybody from the south say howdy? Not even howdy? Okay, maybe you don't say partner, but do you say howdy? Silva. God damn it. God damn it, Silva. Hey, yo, partner. Yeah, we did have this discussion not long ago. Quindly, do something. Don't let this stream turn into a mini dance stream. Do something. You have the full power here. I'm not even joking. Stop them. They're testing your limits. They're like aliens. So actually there's a New Orleans slang where men refer to each other as partner, but it's pronounced more like podna. Podna? Ah, that's cool, I like it. Hi, podna. Is New Orleans as bohem as I am brought to believe it is, or like are there actually people playing the sax on the streets and stuff? Oh, that's amazing. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. Quindly, take me to New Orleans. God damn it. Oh my god. No, but seriously, I would like to see the US. Maybe one day I'll be able to go. And New Orleans is one of the places I would like to see. I mean, I'm from Genoa, dude. My whole city smells like... It's a harbor town. Beep, 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 Yeah, I think you'd have to be in a particular mindset to enjoy it. But I probably would. Yeah, exactly. That's the idea. I haven't had like a fun night out in so long, man. I forgot when was the last time. I mean, except San Savino. When I was in San Savino, that was pretty fun. I need to come to England, Silva. We need to hit the pubs. Oh, of course I do, but it's more about, you know. A guy's night out. Yeah, I haven't had a guy's night out since I was a teenager, I think. Because after that, like, as I grew older, like at around 18, 19, I started having girlfriends and stuff, so it was never really a nights out with just guys being stupid. And I do miss that. Although probably I'm too old for doing one now, I guess. I don't know, honestly. Okay, so where do young people go, Silver? Nightclubs, I guess? Here in Italy, most of the nightlife is done in at the disco, really. So, like, unless you like dancing and really freaking loud music, you don't have much of a chance of having a night out and have fun. Unless, you know, you have a group of friends and then you go play board games or something. But, like, if you're just a lone guy trying to have an evening out, you're either going dancing or you're staying home. Which kind of sucks. And like, one of my favorite parts of going out is meeting new people and kind of talking and stuff. You can't do that at the disco. No, we don't have vampire castles. Lol, Joe. Can I see your Green Pass, baby? Well, it's very far from being fantastic, Archon.
Hello, how you doing?
Thank you. Yeah, I like the face a lot. Turned out nice. I'm pretty sure what I did in the last 5 minutes looks like magic. Hello, Asimara. I'm wet blending several different glazes. So once I have set up the colors, sorry, the values, which is I have a texture made out of different shades of a color at various levels of light, I play around with color. And as I play around with color, I of course blend the various textures I did because I'm applying further layers on top of the texture I built. And this gives me a unpredictable color, which is because it's random. I am not really particularly interested in knowing where these colors go because I already have light and shadow. So this is just to change the color of the leather and make it look a bit more random. This is also my only chance to slide my brush on a wet surface, so I'll take it. I had to make the joke, sorry. So Reaper paints are matte, which means they are matte. When they dry in such a way, and this is gonna be my last tip of the day. Reaper paints are matte paints, which means they tend to dry on the matter side end of color, which means they are very dry looking when they dry, which is absolutely fine. But if you want to do something a bit more interesting on your leathers, to make them feel a little bit more real, so to speak, you can get yourself a satin varnish. You can apply it on top of your leathers. Kind of like a glaze, really. You kind of extend it onto the mini. The smoother you can get it, the better, but it's fine. And then you dry it. And then your leather gain that little bit of shininess that is more real, really. It feels a bit more realistic because that's how leather looks like. So you can mix the two things. You don't have to paint every single highlight on the leather. You can do like a rough texture, very rough, and then kind of build up on top of it. This texture is too rough in a sense that if I was doing a super display quality thing or a I don't know, like a commission or something, I would definitely build it up a bit more slowly than I did because I only used like 3 values. I should have used like 6 to make it actually look natural, but from afar the effect is there and that's what matters. And I think this is it for today. We did quite a bit today, didn't we? I'm liking this little dude. It's coming along nicely. So yeah, I will see you all. I will see you all next week when we work again on this guy. Hello, Andre. So thank you for joining me. Thank you, Quindly, for being such a beautiful mod, as always. And y'all, take care, alright? If you want to join me on my own stream, all the links are here. I have an Instagram where I post puppets. I have a Twitch where I stream almost every day, except tomorrow, but I do stream Friday. And I also have a Patreon where I teach mini painting. So if you find my painting to be interesting and you would like to see it at its maximum level of quality with in-depth explanation on what I'm doing and why, check the Patreon out. That's all. You all take care. See you later, guys. Love you. Bye-bye.